Hello, good evening. Welcome to Talk Tuesday with Susan Wilkinson Cox, your holistic intuitive coach. We were going to have on here tonight a beautiful lady called Eileen, who was going to bring her crystal bowls and do some meditation with those with us, but unfortunately she's had a few issues, so you've got me tonight. So I thought we would talk about meditation and starting a meditation practice. So what I wanted to do is tell you a little bit about how I began, give you a little bit of a presentation, 5 simple steps to starting your practice, and then set a challenge for people who might want to come on board with that. But first, welcome to Talk Tuesday. Please, give me a hashtag replay or let me know that you're here. Give me some comments, ask me some questions. That would be kind of really lovely. Let me know where you are with your meditation. But I'll try and share a screen and just go through bits of one of my presentations that I sometimes do. But first, wanted to say, let you know what's going on, and I hope you're all well. And I think mindfulness and meditation will be a great practice for you to kind of bring on board now, especially in these times when there's a lot of stress, anxiety, and that monkey mind is sort of jumping from place to place. But first, I wanted to say tomorrow morning we have got our 6:30 meditation to start our day off. So please join me. We have next week Eileen with the singing bowls. And we will be doing that. Will be lovely. She'll talk us through about them, and we'll end with a beautiful meditation with the singing bowls. So that will be nice. Thursday we have the word. So this will be a sentence that I will put up live where I want to get you engaged. So it will be a thought-provoking question, really, to really get you thinking about yourself and where you are, and hopefully help you move on and grow. We've got the 7-day challenge, which I'm going to talk to you about in a little while. But let me tell you a little bit about my journey of meditation and mindfulness. And let me know, I'll try and keep going back to the comments to see who's there. Oh, hi, ladies. Hi, thanks for joining me. So my meditation began many, many years ago with spiritual meditation. And then later on, as I left my corporate business and moved into my spiritual self, I discovered mindfulness meditation while researching it for a friend while we was on a course together. And I was so drawn to it. And at the time in my life, I was going through lots of stress. I was having particular challenges with my daughter, to the point that at one point we were like in the downstairs bathroom, practically having a fist fight. And I just said to myself, it's enough. It's got to stop. So what I did is I decided to embark on a mindfulness meditation course with a lady called Joyce Chi. And it was absolutely life-changing for me. So they say, and I always say, be the change you want to see, so make that change in yourself, then you will be able to see it in other people. And I really did make changes in my life, and it affected me, and then it affected my family in a very positive way. Probably one of the worst times of my life, it really, allowed me to stay sane. It allowed me to deepen into myself, to form a relationship with myself, to get clarity, to not allow myself to get involved in the story, ruminate. So what we do is we kind of make things bigger and worse, and we actually kind of drive ourselves down. But mindfulness and meditation really is a personal journey and very, very beneficial. So that's how I started, and I started to do 30 minutes twice a day, and then it turned to an hour, and now it is part of my life, and I do it about 30 minutes every day. Sometimes if I feel the need, then I would do it a couple of times a day. If I'm extremely tired and I've worked morning and going through into the evening, then I might take a meditation around about 4 or 5 o'clock, and that will really sort of recharge my my batteries. So that is sort of my sort of journey, how I got into it, and it really helps me sort of control me, to look at things in the reality of how they are, to be aware, to be accepting, to be non-judging, to choose to respond to life rather than react, because we're all very good at reacting. That's what we do, and then we get stressed. So it helps us recognize those damaging memories, within our mind as they arise, and to look at them as they are and break them down. So that was my basic journey to mindfulness and how I got here. And I wouldn't change it, and I wouldn't be without it. And once you start it, it really is very much like brushing your teeth. If you don't brush your teeth in the morning, oh my gosh, you just feel yucky the whole day. So you brush your teeth. So it's practice, practice, practice. If you get into a mindfulness meditation routine, you'll find that you want to do it more and more and more, and it just becomes part of your life. And it hasn't got to be a chore, it's just got to become part of it. It slots in easily wherever you feel. So why should we meditate, do you think? So I just wrote a few things down here as to why we should meditate, or what the benefits of meditation, and I'll go through it again in the presentation. So one, it awakens you to the present moment. So we want to be in the present moment, because otherwise we lose what's going on. If we're in the past or the future, we lose what's going on around us. Making a friend with yourself, deepening into yourself, understanding yourself, getting control of your emotions and recognizing them as they arise without allowing them to be fueled, connecting deeply, not just with yourself, but with other people as well. Lightens you up. You enjoy more happiness because your happiness center, which is here at this almond part of your brain, is turned on more, so you're happier more of the time. You can get enhanced performance when you start to meditate, so you start to do things better. You get in the flow of things. You feel more centered, more grounded, and balanced. And we can go on and on, but there is so much more benefit to meditation than we realize, and we become less stressed. Absolutely less stressed. So, tell me, do you meditate? Is meditation something you want to make part of your life? Well, what types of meditation do you do? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you, and I'm just going to go through parts of this presentation that I do, just to sort of let you deepen into it. And then I will tell you about the 5 steps to starting a practice. And then I will invite you on to my challenge. So good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming on board. Lovely to see some beautiful people here with me, not left me alone. So let me see if I can share my screen. I'm not great with this, but let's have a go. See if I can do that. And hopefully you'll be able to see that without any problem. Share. Right. Okay. So let's just get this up. I don't know. I'm working blind here, so I can't see myself and I can't see you. So hopefully this will work. And I'll check back in the comments in a little while, or I'll try and get my phone and see if I can see comments on my phone. So bear with me, everybody. Let's have a look. Let's go and find Facebook, and let's go on to Minding the Soul. And let me see if I can find my page. Anyway, how are you all doing this evening? I hope you're well. And you're all in a positive. Right, let's have a look. Right, let's check out. Right, okay, right. I can see some of the comments on there, and I can see those. Right, brilliant. Okay, right. So I just wanted to say about what is your experience with meditation and mindfulness, and where are you right now, and where would you want to get to with your meditation practice? Have you thought about it? Have you gone that far? Stick some comments in the some of your comments for me, so I can kind of answer the questions as I come off this present moment. A lot of us have a monkey mind. So what does a monkey mind mean? Our mind is all over the place. It refers to the constant untamed mental chatter that goes on practically every waking moment. The problem is we can get involved in that, so much so that it takes over our life, and we can spiral out of control. So we want to be able to calm that mind and sit ourselves in the present moment, always. What we find is the only time that our minds are silent and happy, as we call it, is when we're completely immersed in something like a hobby or an activity that requires intense concentration. I call it we're in the flow. But however, if an activity is too hard, or not challenging enough, then we can't get into the flow. So it has to have a balance. So it would be no problem if the mental chatter were happy, constructive, but often it's exactly the opposite. It's worry, it's anxious, we're afraid. It keeps us focused on the past, or in the future, or what we fear or what we look forward to. And in the process, we miss out on so much that's going on in the moment. When you really start to embrace mindfulness and you get involved in the moment and the present moment, you start to see things very differently. You really start to see the beauty of things, you know, and this is what we want to bring forward with mindfulness and meditation. We say mindfulness and meditation is a way of calming that monkey mind, and it offers relief from that mental chatter. It's actually not a way to make the mind go quiet, rather it's a way to access the quiet that is already there, buried under those 50,000 thoughts that go on with the average person every single day. So, you know, think about that for a minute. Where are you with your monkey mind? You know, honestly, are you centered? Are you balanced? You know, or are you always off in the future or the past? You know, we want to be present. We want to enjoy what is here. You know, another thing that goes on with us, which we learn in mindfulness and meditation, is that we are often on autopilot. So, you know, you may actually get in a car, go down to your mother's house or somebody else's house, and you're going, you know, somebody could have changed the road signs. They could have painted the door red, but you wouldn't have noticed it because you're on automatic pilot. And often you can think, well, how did I get there? I could be waving at you in the street saying, hey, hey, but you wouldn't see me because you're on automatic pilot. You know how to get there. So later on, we're going to talk about habit releases and mindful activities. And with this way, you know, you break that automatic pilot. So, you know, you have to start concentrating. So if you go down a different road or you go on a different journey, you have to focus because you're not familiar with it. And this is what brings you to the present moment. So automatic pilot. So, for example, if we're in a car, we can sometimes drive for miles on automatic pilot without really being aware of what we're doing. In the same way, we may not really be present moment by moment for much of our lives. We can often be miles away without even knowing it. You're just off in the fog. On automatic pilot, we are more likely to have our buttons pressed. Events around us and thoughts and feelings and sensations in the mind, of which we are only dimly aware, can trigger old habits of thinking that are often unhelpful and may lead to a worsening mood. So be present. Don't allow yourself just to drift along. Be aware of what you are doing. Those of you that have worked with me will know that there's things I always say over and over again. See things in the reality of how they are and be aware, be accepting, be non-judging, and choose to respond rather than react to life, because often we are reacting a lot to situations. What I say, and lots of other people like me, by becoming more aware of our thoughts and feelings and bodily sensations, because remember, I work with the body, I work with the feeling body. So when we're aware of these sensations from moment to moment, we give ourselves the possibility of greater freedom and choice. We do not have to go into the same mental ruts that may have caused us problems in the past. We become aware of them. Remember that awareness. We might know, but we're not really aware. We don't feel it. You know, we don't accept it. We just see it. The aim of mindfulness is to increase awareness so that we can respond to situations with choice rather than react automatically. We do that by practicing to become more aware of where our attention is and deliberately changing the focus of our attention over and over and over again. So, you know, we keep coming back. If our mind starts to wander and goes off, then we bring it back to the present moment. We bring it back to the focus on where we are. This is why the body scan is an excellent meditation. It connects the body mind. And when I do my courses, the first meditation within that, as it's a structured course, is the body scan. It brings the body mind together, that brings it back into our feeling body. It's so important. Wanted to say a little bit about habit releases. So what is a habit releaser? Anybody going to give me a question? I don't know if I'm getting all my comments on here, but anybody could tell me what a habit releaser is. Put it in the comments and I'll let you know if you're right. So a habit releaser is, instead of drinking out of the same vessel all of the time, which is what we do, change it. Instead of drinking out the same cup, change it. Instead of sitting in the same seat, move to a different seat. If you sleep on one side of the bed, move to the other side of the bed. If you keep going down the same road, go on a different road. If you do the same exercise every day, do something different. It brings you back into the present moment, allows you to connect with the body. What is a mindfulness activity? A mindfulness activity is when you do something like you slow down, you get involved in it, you're present for what you're doing. So it might be creaming the body, if you cream your body. And then you might notice when you're creaming the body that, your elbows are a bit rough. You might notice when you're brushing your teeth, you slow down. So for the first time, you feel the brush on your teeth. You taste, the flavor of the toothpaste. You slow down when you're eating your food and you finally taste all the different flavors within that food. You walk more slowly and enjoy that walk and notice your surroundings. So, think about habit releases and mindfulness activities for sure. Hi, girls. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, good to see you. Thank you very much. So what is mindfulness meditation? So mindfulness means paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and non-judgmentally. That's what it is. Paying attention to where you are at that time and not judging where you are, but simply accepting where you are on that journey. Mindfulness involves paying attention on purpose. It involves conscious direction of your awareness. So if you are meditating, for example, and your mind starts to wander, you bring yourself back to the present moment, to the awareness of where you are. Remember I said at the beginning, we are not getting involved in the story. Mindfulness and meditation, it's not a religion. It is not complicated. It does not take a lot of time, though some practice and persistence is required. And remember, not every meditation that you do will be the same. And some might be quite distracting, some you might be agitated, you might be distracted, but you just keep doing it over and over and over again, and get a journal and leave it by your table or on the side so that you can make notes about your experience during your meditation. So, and also when I do teach my meditation now, even though I was taught by a Buddhist school, I teach mine very secular because there's all sorts of people that I try to reach, the basic principles of mindfulness and meditation. So it's not about accepting the unacceptable. It's about seeing the world, your world, with greater clarity so that you can take wiser and more considered actions to change those things which you need to change. And it helps cultivate a deep and compassionate awareness that allows you to access your goals and find the optimum path towards realizing your deepest values. So mindfulness is very simple. It's very natural. It's a very normal state to be in. It teaches you to recognize memories and damaging thoughts. And these are so, so important. Those thoughts that keep coming up over and over again. And again, here I go. We're getting involved in the story. So, it's a bit like you've had a heartache, and what you do, keep focusing on the negative, the negative, the negative. You keep remembering the negative memories. But what we need to do is be aware of them, be accepting of, yes, this is painful. This hurts me. Let's be compassionate with ourselves. Let's be kind. Let's look at things in the reality of how they are. They are no longer serving you. It's time to accept them. Yeah, Rachel, you're very easily distracted. My mind wanders with everything that's going on. Absolutely. But it is practice, practice, practice over and over again. I've got a 6-week course coming up that some of you might want to join. If not, you can join my 7-day challenge, and we'll talk about it. But it is staying and keep going back. When that mind wanders, the focus, goes off to doing the ironing, washing the clothes, you bring it back to the breath. And that's what we do in our mindfulness meditation. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. It encourages you to become more patient and compassionate with yourself. We are so hard on ourselves. We're always chastising ourselves, and we're always talking often negatively about ourselves. We're calling ourselves silly and all sorts of things like that, when that's just really not good self-talk at all. I encourage you to break the unconscious conscious habit of thinking, behaving, and acting. So let's break it down a little bit, shall we? And I know this is in a nutshell, and this would have been probably a longer session had we been doing it, as part of that workshop. But, it's good to just give you a little bit of an insight into it. So non-judgmentally, the temptation to judge the experience as good or bad. We are always tempted to judge something. We don't need to judge anything. We just accept things as they are. One of my ladies said to me once, I want to feel that bliss, Susan, that you felt. We all experience things differently. So I don't like to feel afraid. Letting go of judgments helps you to see things as they are rather than through the filter of personal judgment based on previous conditions and experiences. Remember, we judge based on what we've taught, but we've learned something now for ourselves and we've grown. So, we don't see things in the same way. We can make our own choices. Open-heartedly. To be open-hearted is to bring kindness and compassion and warmth and a friendliness to your experience. Be compassionate with yourself. Love yourself. Focus on yourself. It's so important. So, what can mindfulness and meditation help with? It can help with illnesses, depression, shock, dis-ease of the body and the mind. So how do these occur? Where do they come from? And when do they strike? Well, they come from events in your life, that have not been particularly present, that we've held on to and took them into our body field. And so we keep reliving them, and when these events happen to us, they affect all these different areas of our body. So our nervous system, our musculoskeletal system, our respiratory system. So our breath quickens, the cardiovascular, the heart rate increases, the endocrine system, signals are sent from the glands to the body to release cortisols. And that is good for the fight or flight. But when these are continually released, they are not good for us. The gastrointestinal system. So we might lose our appetite. We don't want to eat. So all these areas, become familiar with them. Are these affecting you when you're in that stress state? Mindfulness teaches you to become aware and to notice these things that often we might take for granted. You become aware and accepting, and you certainly develop a relationship with yourself with mindfulness and meditation. So now let's look at some of the benefits of mindfulness meditation. So studies have shown, and this is not me, this is studies like John Kabat-Zinn, in his hospital in Massachusetts and his university, and other people here at Oxford University, John Kabat-Zinn, Peter Ziegel and Mike, I forgot his name anyway, it'll come to me later. And they've done lots of studies and continue to do studies. So what they say is regular meditators are happier and more content on average, and have a huge medical significance. Positive emotions that are linked to a longer, happier life have been proven. Anxiety, depression, irritability are all decreased for sure, and that certainly happened to me. The anxiety was high. Memory improves for sure because you're allowing things to percolate. Reaction times become faster, and you enjoy a better, more fulfilling relationships, not just with yourself, but with other people. Informal versus formal meditation. So what is that? Informal meditation is when you focus your mind to whichever activity you're doing during your day. And this could include brushing your teeth, cooking, cleaning. So it could be, when I say that mindfulness activity. Formal meditation is when you take time out of your day to complete a meditation practice, spelt wrong. Some practices include the body scan, mindfulness of the breath, yoga, and so on. So the two different things. You can also be mindful during your day. So slow down. Slow down when you're eating. Taste your food. Take a moment to do that. And you can incorporate this in your day without it becoming a chore. So we can include mindfulness walking, mindfulness moving, mindfulness of the senses. So just becoming aware of the taste, what you see, what you smell, what you hear. Rachel, I'm a sponge for all of my family. I'm always the one to offload on, and I don't know how to deal with this. Okay, we'll have a look at that, Rachel. My mum recognises my struggle with certain things at the moment and is being really supportive. Wonderful. Absolutely. Well, of course, you start to make choices when you've got mindfulness. When you do mindfulness and meditation, you get involved in it. And guess what? You learn to say no. You learn to become a little bit more assertive. So meditation can help with stress, meditation and physical pain, meditation, emotional stress, anxiety. These are all the things that my course covers. Role, stress, time, pressure, taking care of you, elevated function. So it can make you perform better. And obviously it's a way to change your life. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I'm going to tell you, look at your questions and just tell you a little bit more. Oops, dear, what have I done there? Crumbs. What have I done? Stop sharing. Right, there you go. That was hard work, wasn't it? Okay, so yes, so so how are you? Where are you with your meditation practice? Is based on what I've just presented to you, is that some of the things that you'd maybe like to get involved with? Then let me know. I'm always running courses and workshops. I also do a monthly meditation group, and we just deepen into it. The more and more you do, the more you do it, the more you deepen into it, the more you deepen that relationship with yourself. But let me see what's going on here. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lovely. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Some nice comments there. Right. So 5 simple steps to start your meditation practice, if that is what you want to do. Let me just have a drink. I'm getting dry. So the first one is decide. Okay, well, no idea to get started, but so listen to this. The first one is decide on a start date. It saves time, it saves energy, and it makes it all real for you. So Monday, Saturday, Sunday, whenever I am going to start my meditation, okay, my meditation practice. Step 2 is find a guided meditation that you will love or you enjoy. You can get them on YouTube, you can download them. And if you are struggling, then I can send you the body scan over for you to start with that one. A guided meditation really sort of helps you sort of working through it rather than trying to meditate alone. It gives you that discipline and it gives you something to be present with. Step 3 is commit to 7 days of meditation. When you do 7 days of meditation, before you know it, your week will be over, and 7 days is doable, and you'll find that each day you do it, you deepen into it, and at the end of it, you'll be probably left with the feeling of, wow, I want to do this more and more and more. And then number 4 is choose a space to meditate in. So mine is my little chair over there that has followed me for years. Scruffy old little chair, but I love it because my feet fit firmly on the ground because I've got short legs. But find a place. It could be in your bedroom, it could be in your office, it could be in your lounge, it could be that you've actually got a sacred place that you can go and do it. If it's a lovely day, you might have a couple of places. You might have something in the garden. So find that place. Mine is always my chair. That's where I feel comfortable. That's where my energy is, and I feel grounded and comfortable there. So choose your space and stick to your space. Yeah, definitely. We'll get in touch with me and I'll send you some meditations. Right, and then 5, keep a meditation journal. I have journals all over the place. I'm always writing in my journals, but keep it at the side of you when you're doing your meditation practice. And then when you do your meditation, often you get all sorts of insights. You might get clarity. You may get an answer to a question that you've asked. As you deepen into your meditation, and you start to do it more and more, then you'll get to a point where if you work with me in meditation, then I'll be giving you different practices to do. And you can ask a question if you are unsure about something or you need clarity on something. And often when you sit in that stillness and you give yourself the time, then the answers percolate up. Some of the most famous people, meditate. Steve Jobs meditated. Who else meditates? Clint Eastwood meditates. Oprah Winfrey meditates. So many more people meditate these days. Even some of the politicians meditate because it takes them out of the everyday and centers them and makes them calm and balanced. For sure. Yeah, actually, absolutely. One of you love to do the meditations. Yeah, they just sort of seem to take you to another place. And there's many guided meditations, but I always like to get to that place where I can sometimes do a guided meditation, and then other times I can do just a silent meditation, because that's what I'm called to do for myself. For sure. But yeah, these and also you can build your own meditation and create your meditations and your own safe places. So for me, mindfulness and meditation is definitely part of my life. And people say, I can't do it, I don't have the time. I promise you, once you start it and you find the time, you do it, it will be a whole different ballgame, and your life will change for the better. You just elevate your function on all levels, and you become more compassionate. You see things differently. You don't see suffering anymore as suffering is. And you get involved and you build a relationship with yourself, which is so important. So let me get to my final bit. So I'm going to do a 7-day meditation challenge. So you can start your practice with those 5 steps that I've given to you, or you can join me in a 7-day challenge. So I'm not going to give you the date when I'm going to start it, but I'm going to put it out there, and I'm going to sort of put it on my page, and I want you to message me privately, because this will be a private group where we will meet at a certain time every day, over Zoom or StreamYard, and we will embark on meditation. What will happen is each day you will have something differently. So day 1 will be the mindfulness pause. So the intention of this meditation is really just simply to get you to just be here and to be present. On day 2, we've got focus on the breath. So the intention is to give you space to focus on your breath so that you can begin to tap into your power, the in-breath and the out-breath. The breath is all we've got. The breath is so powerful. When you find yourself getting stressed, or you've got to make a decision, or you're nervous about something, before you go into that decision, step back, sit quietly for a few seconds or minutes, and just breathe. In breath, out breath, belly breath, in breath, out breath. You will bring yourself calm and centered before an interview, before a talk, before a discussion, when you're nervous about something, when you're getting involved in the story. Bring it in. And yeah, you're right, you make a good point there. Put a diffuser on, put some smelly candles on, something that all helps to kind of add to that stillness. Day 3 will be detached from your thoughts. So here in this meditation, it will be a visualized guided meditation where you'll practice detaching from your thoughts. So letting go of those thoughts, maybe seeing them on a cloud and letting them go rather than getting involved in them, for sure. So yes, I want to agree. I adore you. So much passion in your voice. Oh, thank you, Anna. Thank you very much. I just tried to deliver myself the very best that I can. On day 4, we will be, top done 3, 4. You're meant to shine is what that meditation and that coming together will be. So the intention is to help you to connect with the light of you, and illuminate your authentic self. And day 5 would be gratitude. So focus on the good in your life, the good around you, the good with other people, how you can change your experience, and your life. And then number 6 is just to simply be. So the intention here is to honor the space that you have created for yourself, so that you can just show up and be you. And then number 7 is you're special. So the intention of this meditation is to give you the space to honor your unique brilliance and self, to connect with your light, and to step into your beauty that is you. And I am sure that those that know me know that you'll probably get a lot more from me as well. So I will put this out there tomorrow, and start sort of sticking it on my pages and various places. If you want to drop me an email, susan@mindingthesoul.co.uk, or you want to message me in Messenger or wherever and ask me about it. But if you want to get involved, then it'll be our little group, and it would just like a little 7-day practice that we can focus on. When I've got the people that are interested in it, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 10, then we'll set the dates. And we'll do those 7 days, and I will be with you every step of the way. So we have got our 7-day challenge coming up, and you've got your 5 steps. If I can help you in any other way with any traumas or issues or things that are going on, then let me know. And remember, tomorrow morning 6:30 we've got meditation, we've got the word, which is thought-provoking, on Thursday, and we've got Eileen next Tuesday with the singing bowls. Let me see what your questions are. Thanks, Juana. Rachel, wow, I'm feeling so emotional right now. Thank you, Susan. Absolutely, or inspiring. Yeah, when you start to get in touch with yourself, you can get in touch with some of those emotions that come up because you allow yourself to be with you. Where often the times we have distractions where we're distracting things, and all these feelings that are feeling yucky or emotional or whatever it happens to be, we don't want to face them. We don't want to be involved in them because they're scary and they hurt. But through mindfulness, we learn to let go of those trapped emotions within our body. We learn to face them in the reality of how they are. And we learn to build that beautiful relationship with ourselves and know it's safe. And we become accepting of how things are. And we release the pain that is attached to them because we have we find resolutions, and I can help you with that for sure. So my darlings, all of you, as always, let me know if you want to come on board. I am here for you. Just drop me a text, a message. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me today to talk about mindfulness meditation and start your practice. I love you. Have a wonderful evening and rest of the week. And those that join me tomorrow, 6:30 for meditation to start your day. Love you. Bye.